Hello and welcome. With Gardner Intelligence, I'm Michael Gukas, Chief Economist and Director of Analytics, here to share with you our analysis of the April 2021 data from the Gardner Business Index. If you're one of those U.S. manufacturers who gave us the privilege of your time by filling out the April survey, please know that you have my personal thanks. Without your involvement, this work, which I enjoy so much, would not be possible. This monthly State of Manufacturing update will only cover a few of the many trends and important changes impacting the manufacturing sector. If you want to find out more about the specific trends which are impacting your business in particular, please reach out to me or through our website at gardnerintelligence.com. The GBI moderated in April with a 62.7 reading compared to March's record high of 63.3. This small change means that only a slightly smaller proportion of survey respondents told us that business conditions expanded in April. April reported further supply chain challenges, while new orders activity reported slower expansion, which was in part due to a mild contraction in export orders. The remaining three components of the overall index changed only slightly during the month. The most significant driver of the index's upward trend continues to be supplier deliveries. This measure captures the proportion of survey respondents who indicate lengthening order-to-fulfillment times for supplier deliveries. In each of the last 5 months, ending with April, the proportion of firms indicating lengthening order-to-fulfillment times has exceeded the pre-pandemic peak established in 2018. At that time in 2018, manufacturing was experiencing the longest and strongest business cycle since the Great Recession. That prior peak at 63, however, pales in comparison to the latest monthly reading, which now exceeds 80. April also saw new orders activity exceed that of production for a third consecutive month. This comes as little surprise given manufacturing challenges in finding enough workers and slow supply chains through most of the calendar year. This ongoing imbalance between supply and demand has had, and will continue to have, significant ramifications on manufacturing. And those are growing backlogs, where we're seeing backlog levels reaching all-time highs, meaning that a greater proportion of manufacturers are reporting increasing backlogs than at any time since at least 2011. Also, material prices are broadly rising. Nearly everyone surveyed in March and April reported rising material production expenses. Thankfully, manufacturers are finding that they have the pricing power necessary to push these costs onto their customers and protect profit margins. This is proving true for manufacturers of all sizes. During the fourth quarter of 2020, our data showed that large manufacturers began raising their prices. This was followed at the year end of 2020 by mid-sized shops, and then finally small shops of fewer than 20 employees in size raising their prices in the early months of 2021. All of this activity has greatly changed the outlook for capital equipment purchases. Expected spending over the next 12 months rose by 60% during the second half of 2020. Since that time, expectations have been little changed. Manufacturers continue to report that they plan to spend as much over the next 12 months now as they did at the start of the last business cycle expansion in mid-2017. From our data, we see several actionable insights. Finding able and willing suppliers who can allow you to raise your production levels will continue to be a challenge for the foreseeable future. Hiring will also be an enduring challenge as the percentage of working-age Americans willing and wanting to work is at a multi-decade low of just over 61%. Since the pandemic, the labor force has shrunk by 3.5 million workers, and there are currently over 8 million unfilled job openings as of March. In short, business owners need to prepare for a long game approach to the current labor crunch, and again, get creative in how they will find, attract, and maintain employees. Lastly, make sure your pricing strategy is adjusting for the rising cost of production and that you are making long-run investments that will help your firm stay lean and productive. As we said almost a year ago, this pandemic recession would be very different from anything we have seen before. Just as the government shut down large swaths of the economy a year ago in a way not previously experienced, the reopening on the backside of this pandemic requires its own strategy and playbook different from any past economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of your time. If you have questions about what you have seen here or want to learn more about how our business index data can help your firm be better prepared for the future, we would like to hear from you. Visit our website at gardnerintelligence.com and click on the contact button in the ribbon. To those of you who take the time to complete the GBI survey, we offer you our sincere thanks. Only through your participation are we able to assess the current and future state of manufacturing. We hope that you will continue to support this work by filling out those surveys. Again, thank you.